Hello and welcome. Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Derek Fisher. We got Mike Bresnahan over here. We got Allie working from home. We got Trudell working the green room. You'll hear from all the Lakers. They get the win. They're now 3-0 on the road trip, guys. Good balance on offense. 6 guys in double figures. But really, it's the ability to defend that we've seen these last couple games, James and Fish, to defend down the stretch and close out games. 9-0 run that final 2:30 against San Antonio. Tonight, final 4:30, 13-2 run.
Yeah, I think the ability to do that, you don't want to have to depend on turning it on like that, but this team can do that. It was a sluggish start. Memphis come out shooting the lights out, and then the second quarter, the Lakers defense started to, unfold. I think Montrezl Harrell's activity on the offensive boards and Schroeder, his defense, they started to click. And I think in the second half, they showed the dominance. LeBron James, AD, they have 2 closers. And with the collective defensive effort, they did the job they needed to do and to close out the game.
2 quick thoughts. One, I was thinking earlier, when you haven't played a team in a while, typically during the season, you might not play an Eastern Conference team for a whole calendar year, depending on how the calendar goes. With this past year, with COVID and the bubble and the restart, you haven't played against some of these teams in a while. And they're having to learn some of the different personnel, new coaches, different style of play. And once they get a handle on the way the team is attacking and playing, that's when the Lakers seem to kind of figure out how to take advantage of the matchup and go ahead and close the game out. The second thought is, when you're the big brother, and you're not even really worried about what little brother gets like.
And little brother's coming after you every single night.
You know he can't beat you.
Yeah.
So sometimes you let him get a few punches in, you let him get some licks in, but at the end of the day, you big brother.
I was going to kind of ask you that because James was talking about, turning it on at the end. That can be dangerous against teams like this. But then again, it's on the road, so you're happy to get the win, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's where the depth throughout the course of the season is going to come into great value for this Lakers team. Alex Caruso out, KCP out. Having guys like Wes Matthews, THT, who's developing and blossoming, those guys being able to perform at such a high level. The addition of Dennis Schroeder in the backcourt, that gives LeBron a lot more ability to not have to do so much. But then tonight, you saw in that third quarter, he kind of starts to turn it on and take control of that game and really started to impose his will and the team's will against the Grizzlies.
James, you gave some love to Montrezl Harrell. He went for 16 and 9 off the bench. He's with Mike Trudell.
For the Lakers, and you really got things going, end up a plus 12, second only to LeBron. How important was that energy and just making sure that flow got going the right way for you guys?
It was really just coming out, playing the right way, man. My team, looks at me for energy and, to pick things up when, guys are kind of, not in the, right groove or flow of offense or defense, man. So, I just come in trying to do anything I can and basically everything I can, man, to keep the ball alive on the offense end and, just limit them to one shot on defense end. And my teammates do a great job of feeding off me.
Hey, what's your early season reflection now of being a Laker, of melding with your new teammates and just how you see things playing out on the floor so far, Montrez?
It's still a long process, man. We take it one game at a time. I take it one game at a time, man. I try not to put too much on myself, try to overthink things, man. I'm on the floor with a lot of great players, as I've been, all my career, man. So it's just trying to make the game as simple as possible for those guys, and, hopefully I'll reap the rewards off of it, man. I came in this game just working hard and just working my tail off, man. It's the same thing I'm doing now.
All right, and final thing for you. We know this season is so unique, so just like you saw the Spurs twice in a row, now you get the Grizzlies twice in a row. What's the key in a regular season matchup to see a team 2 times in a row? What do you guys have to do next time?
Honestly, the same thing we did tonight, man, but a little bit harder, man. These guys came out and jumped on us early in the beginning, man, and we had to fight to come back. But we really just got to come out and be ready to play as soon as the ball is thrown up, man. I think if we do that and, carry out our defensive principles, what we want to do and take them out of, I think we'll be good. But we really just got to come out and be ready to play as soon as the ball is thrown up. I think that was the only thing that was really missing to start off tonight.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, look, you get a chance to actually unpack your suitcase, so we'll let you go back to the room, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, new Laker Montrezl Harrell. Brez has joined us. Listen, the bench was great tonight. 40 points, really productive impactful minutes from Harrell, from Wes Matthews, from THT. Markieff Morris played as well. Brez, I'll start with you. Montrezl Harrell really doing a lot on those offensive boards, getting those extra possessions that are huge for the Lakers.
Yeah, some people were worried, Laker fans, that, hey, you lose Rondo off the bench, you lose Dwight Howard off the bench, how are the reserves going to be? Well, I think they're better. I mean, like you said, Montrezl Harrell, just a nose for the basketball tonight, really strong in that rebounding department. The thing for him was the scoring. Hasn't been there the last couple games, only 4 points in his last game. Not the case tonight. I feel like he was really active from the start right away. And I think the Lakers are starting to look for him a little bit more. James, you and I have talked about this a little bit, that, hey, this guy's gonna roll to the basket with reckless abandon after setting the pick. So he'll be there for these easy dunks and layups. And as you can see there, he's got tenacious second effort as well. Throw in Wesley Matthews, very good shooting. And keep in mind, Kuz, not always with the starters, obviously. He'll be down with the reserves, too, shaping up to be a pretty good unit.
Yeah, I mean, Montrezl might not have the height that Dwight Howard or McGee, but he is like a little fire hydrant down there. When he gets position, he's not going to move. You're not going to move him off his defensive, spot. And he's just tough. He aggravates people. He pushes first. He acts first. He doesn't allow you to get to the position you want to get to. And I do think they ran one little play for him when they had LeBron on the post. Somebody cut through, set a pick, and he just curled in. He's really good at setting picks, rolling to the open space, or splashing into the open space. So he's a double-double guy every night if they look for him. They don't even have to look for him, really. He gets them, just on his own. If he moves, especially when somebody like Gasol is in the game, he just moves and cuts, and he just happens to be in the right spots where you have to kind of see him and get it to him. It's always in the paint, too.
I mean, how valuable is a guy that you don't have to call a play for, but he can get you a double-double? And I want to ask you something, Fish. You're part of all those championship teams with the Lakers, and they were built around a couple of stars and great role players that had to give up something to be a part of something bigger. Montrezl Harrell, great interview right there with Trudell. I love what he said. It's a process, man. He goes, I'm out here with a lot of great players. So it's not about sixth man of the year, 19, 20 points a game when you're on this team. And we've seen it with other guys. You have to learn that. So how patient does he need to be, Fish? Because some nights he's going to score 4 points.
Yeah, no, I think that patience is a part of his game now. It's a part of who he is. He, in his interviews a couple of times this season, he's mentioned the great players that he's played with his entire career. And so he has developed a skill. It's a talent to know how to play off of other people's greatness. Many guys aren't willing to put their ego aside to accept that reality, that I'm playing with great players. Let me find out how to find success within my role on this team. He's a professional at that. And so it's just a great addition for this Lakers roster to add someone that is comfortable not trying to look for more for himself, but finding a way to be the best version of himself next to other greatness. And that's what you have to be, I think, in order to be a great Laker.
And we have to remember he's in a new system, offensively and defensively. So coverages are going to be different. Teams are going to hunt him. There's expectations that are different. So you have to be patient as well.
Yeah, and Fish, I was just thinking of some of the bench guys that you played with. Fox, the guy who was there 2 nights earlier in that seat, Robert Horry. How important is it for a team with championship aspirations to have reliable people coming off the bench? Yeah,
I think starters and bench players that are comfortable playing their roles, accepting who they are, understanding that those 2 dudes over there are the baddest dudes on the block. We don't have to try and compete with them. We're on the same team with them. How do we complement their greatness? And you actually end up being better yourself for accepting that reality. And I think that's what Montrezl has done so well in his career, which is why he has been a 6th Man of the Year candidate, is because he's accepting of being that type of player. And I think with this team, these type of guys, Alex Caruso, KCP, and we have to keep tipping our hat to Kyle Kuzma, because I think he's also at that point in his career, even though he's still really young, accepting the fact that I can be really great next to these guys, continue to wait my turn, and this can be fun too.
Yeah, you see Wesley Matthews right there, 14 points, 4-6 from 3, 2 steals. We'll talk about him later in the show. He was outstanding. I definitely want to get to him, but let's get to the highlights right now. Lakers in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. LeBron James getting it.